started day 3 on stage 7, and I was a couple seconds off the pace, a little slow, decent hits, but I did one of those thumb on the slide malfunctions again, and it cost me. The infamous wobble bridge. I had a decent run here, a little trigger freeze, you can see right there. Good hits, but I was only 83.5% of Todd, who beat me by 2.5 seconds. He was smoking. I had a slick little plan for stage 2. Didn't really come together because I was lazy on the steel and shot at it like 100 times right there. Threw him off my timing and my confidence. I go forward, I drop to delta. Decent load into last position, but overall fell to 9th senior limited optics. Not my favorite. Stage 3 is a funny little memory stage, and I was looking to get back on the horse with a good run. Wasn't super confident with my plan, but I was just going to shoot the alphas and hit the positions. Right here, snatching the gun over, I dropped an alpha mic that I didn't call. And overall, I was about a second off the leaders for senior limited optics, and probably my worst stage of the 3rd day. Weekend only stage. Good recovery after the last stage where I really kind of dogged it. Turns out, I mean, it looks ridiculously slow, but turns out that was about the time everybody was shooting it in, and I have a stage win for senior limited optics.
Are you ready?
So we go right from weekend only to strong hand only. I had a cute little plan, which I forgot as soon as the beep went off. Shot the points, but slow plan. Todd put 4 seconds on me just on this stage. Ouch. We ended on stage 6, kind of a big lateral field course. I had a decent plan. It was a tough way to end. You're staring right into the sun, so your dot downwind doesn't look anything like it does upwind. You can't even find it, and you're shooting partials right there into the sun directly. Missed a load here, but had a decent backup load. Finished okay, but a little slow. And my nationals for 2025 is in the books.
Okay, 2025 Race Gun Nationals is in the books. We are done. We are exhausted. I have bags on my bags. Ugh. Anyway, we had a lot of fun. Day 3 was a tough day. We had the wobble bridge. We had a strong hand only stage. We had a weak hand only stage. I had a mystery mic. Called 2As on it. Had a nice stacking of 2As, and I walk up and there's a lonely ass A right in the center of the target and nothing around it. It damn sure wasn't a double, so no idea. I had a D I didn't call. Other than that, I was a little slow. I missed a couple reloads, missed a couple positions. I'm tired. I'm old. But at the end of the day, Don was 5th senior in open and 1st senior A in a field of a bunch of M's and GM's. And he was only 55 points out of 2nd place behind Henning. He shot a great match. He really did. He recovered well. He had a couple of no-shoots yesterday. We must have shot the sort of vertical partial with amoebas. We must have shot that setup 25 times in this match. Maybe not, but it seems like it. Probably a dozen easily. Don shot a great match and has improved just an irrational, unfair amount in the past 6-8 months. He's got to be pushing master. He's been in A class for 20 years, and he's got to be pushing master. So he shot a great match, a really solid nationals. He did. I had fun. It was tough. I think in the earlier preview stuff, I was saying, golly, I know 7, 8, 10 monsters and a bunch of M's, and I would be lucky to make top 5. Well, they called top 3 senior, and I was 3rd senior at Limited Optics Nationals, so that feels great. Todd Jarrett was 1st. Zhang, and I'm sure I'm butchering his name, the same guy that beat me at Carry Optics Nationals that was high senior at Carry Optics, was 2nd to Todd, and I was 3rd. And not a real close 3rd. I mean, they put it on me. But that gives me stuff to work on for next year. I'm happy, grudgingly happy. It's not as good as I wanted, but it's a good solid uptick for the end of the year. I've really been kind of grinding. I've had some challenges this year: fatigue, burnout, injuries. I did too much. I shot 8 big matches in 4 months and really burned myself out. My elbows are shot, and I was really working on sort of mental game, nutrition, fitness, that kind of stuff. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. I got plenty to work on next year, but it's a nice little, I get it. It's a small pond. It's not a world championship. It's third senior in a division, but it was a real nice cookie for the end of the year to end on a positive note. I'm going to take some time off now and recoup and recharge. And we have our big match at Silver Creek coming up, the Kentuckiana 400. And we have a special classifier at the end of the year. And I'm going to go push Don and make sure he makes master. And we got a couple of guys that are ready to move up. But it was a nice kind of season ender. It was good seeing a lot of folks there. It was a great match, fun match, good stages. A little tricky. Today was the tricky day, and I think that's the victory for today is that we survived it. The mic I threw was on an open target in the middle of a very normal stage, but the tougher stuff, the wobble bridge, I did okay on. I think I was second senior on the wobble bridge. I was first senior on either the strong hand or the weak hand. I think it was the weak hand for some reason. And got out of the strong hand. I shot at all points. I shot all A's, but shot it too slow. So those were survival stages. And to shoot those the third day when you're tired and you're making mental errors, we got out of them clean. So that was a good day. Points wise, I was a little loose. I was a little short of my 5-1. I had, I think it was either 2 or 3 deltas for the match, and I had 2 mics for the match. One of them was the uncalled mic today, which was a fatigue mic. That was, it wasn't there was 4 targets I was shooting in a position, and it's usually coming in or going out. But in this case, it was on the big swing. It was sort of 2 targets, and it was the swing between 2 and 3. And I think I shot alpha mic pulling off of it. The other mic was on the goofy no border 69 target that you couldn't tell where one target started and the other stopped. So I shot alpha on one target and then 2 deltas into the other upside down target. So it sucks. The deltas, I think I had 2 deltas, one uncalled yesterday and one uncalled today. I had kind of a crash on one stage with a mic and a delta. But again, the positive was I recovered well from that and I finished okay. I didn't smoke the last couple stages, but I was solid. The 2 deltas yesterday, one was uncalled, as I just mentioned. The other was an intentional. I was shooting at the CD line to avoid a position, to avoid 3 or 4 steps up, 3 or 4 steps back. The math just said stand here and take a Charlie Delta, and I did. So overall, I shot what I wanted to shoot. There were a bunch of had a swinger, and if that's the A zone, I was 2 Charlie, a half an inch on either side of the A zone. So there were plenty of those. I cleaned that up a little bit. I cleaned up a little discipline at shooting at the AC line on partials, things like that. I can get back to that 5-1, and so that I didn't feel terrible about the points. My speed is atrocious. I look lethargic. I look like I got nowhere to be. Yesterday, in particular, I really slowed down. I kind of hit a lull for about 4 stages and just kind of dragged ass. Day 1, I felt like I tried to have urgency. Today, I felt like I tried to have some urgency. But I'm getting crushed on time. And with limited optics shooting minor, you really can't shoot on the move as much as you like, which is a nice mitigator for guys that are not explosively quick. You can just keep flowing and shooting. Well, if you do that shooting minor, you got to shoot the alpha. So you're going to move so slowly, it almost is a waste of time to try and shoot on the move. So I have to work on my explosiveness for next year. Let's see. I got plenty to work on all the way around. The gun is wonderful. I had no ammunition related malfunctions during the match. I did have a bunch of putting my big monkey hands up on the slide. In fact, well, it's gone now, but there's a big black mark from me rubbing my hand up over the slide into the ejection port even. It didn't have any ammo malfunctions or even failures to eject, but just had, I'd start gripping stuff so tightly, same thing I was doing with the PDP, that I slow it down and it doesn't cycle. So I don't know the brand of the slide stop and it ain't their fault, but I hate the slide stop gas pedal that I have currently. I'm going to try and go back to an Atlas. I'm not crazy about, I love the Atlas in every way except the design lets you pull it out of the gun, whether the gun's in battery or not. The inner sort of flange there doesn't interact with the inner rails and hold it in the gun. So I got to fix that with either a big dimple or something. So we'll see. My belt is old. I'm looking at it out of the corner here. It's ragged. It's a 20-year-old setup that I used to use, and I've been back shooting a couple years. I've been using the same thing. I'm going to change the belt holster, mag pouches, going to get a magnet. There was one stage where a magnet really would have been a big help. Other than that, I've been trying to get in shape, but I'm not losing any weight. So over the winter, I'm going to try and lose some fat and drop about 20 pounds. And again, be quicker, less inflammation, stronger elbows, more aggressive, but shoot better points all at the same time, of course. That's the plan for next year. So we'll see. Next year, less big matches. We have a nice stretch of big matches at Marengo, including this match. The Race Gun Nationals will be at Marengo next year. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we get the Bad Batch to be there in force and have a whole squad that's us. That'd be wonderful. We'd love to have that. You know, we got Buckeye Blast. We got the Kentucky Bluegrass, Kentucky State Championship. Other than that, that's about the only big match in the middle of the year. If I'm feeling great and things are wonderful, Factory Gun Nats is, I think, September, October. So is IPSC Nats. You know, maybe I'll go to those, maybe I won't. But the plan right now is to shoot the little stretch that's in June, July, August for big matches, which coincidentally is when we're not running our match at Silver Creek. So hopefully there'll be less mental workload, less burnout next year, and a little fresher, a little more aggression, a little more zip. So we'll see. Anyway, that's about it for the moment. But Factory Gun Nationals is in the books. I'm third senior in LO and had a blast. Fun match. I'll do it again next year. See ya. Okay, it's 7 a.m. and we're packing up and headed home. Just had some thoughts I wanted to add for a quick recap. Good match, gorgeous weather, nice range, sort of sand gravel, like crushed bird seed or crushed walnut hulls if you're a reloader kind of feel. Very dusty. One of the jokes was, hey, are you going out to eat later? No, I had dust all day. I snacked all day on dust. Overall, as kind of a season ender recap, shot a bunch of big matches this year. I was high senior limited optics at almost all of them except for nationals. I had a fifth and a third at nationals, end of the year and a third at nationals, which is pretty good. Looking at the field, I thought I would be lucky to break into the top 10. Long match, tough match, but at the end of the day, Zeng, and I'm sure I'm butchering his name, nice fella from Jersey, got to talk to him a little bit. He shot a great match. Todd Jarrett. What are you going to do? He's awesome. And he crushed us. So I have work to do for next year, but let's see, we did Mississippi Delta, learned about driving 10 hours and then trying to shoot. Probably not best. Kentucky State, Hotel Powdered Eggs. Not your friend, but at least you will learn where all the porta potties are. Let's see, Buckeye Blast. Good stuff, but got me to update and get some rain gear. Area 5, fun match. Marengo is an ice rink with the marble-sized gravel and the hard pan under it. So Marengo is we shoot there. That's probably where we shoot our most big matches. I think we only have 2 there next year. Race Gun Nationals and Buckeye to start the season will be there. It has its own set of problems, but it's almost kind of home away from home for us now. Let's see, IPSC Nationals. Wish they had LO or SO, so I could have cared more about the scores. But in their infinite wisdom, they chose to ignore the number 2 with a bullet division. But that'll be fixed for next year, I hope. Chiroptics Nationals, get a gun more than a week out. Pretty standard stuff. But if I do Chiroptics Nationals next year, or Factory Gun Nationals technically, I might shoot single stack. I love single stack. I used to shoot single stack well. I don't know if I can see the sights anymore, but I have a gorgeous single stack that Mark up at Masters of Accuracy did, and I may take it out at locals and see if I can run it. If I can, maybe I'll shoot single stack at Factory Gun Nationals, and it's also an option at IPSC Nationals at the end of the year. I think it's in October in Pennsylvania or something. If not, if I go with a DA gun and I go chase Zang again, then I'm thinking Steel Rival. The Walther PDP was great, but it was an expensive gun. And for about half price, I get a trigger I like better, and a gun that's just as heavy and just as soft and just as accurate. So let's see, what else? I'm tired. I'm a little beat up. Got an ortho appointment about the elbows on Tuesday or Wednesday. And going to see what can be done besides just rest and ice. But I think I need a bunch of rest and ice. And I'm looking forward to next season already. You know, when you end on a little bit of a high note, I know it's a small pond, but I worked hard and I looked at the field and I thought, wow, top 10 would be good. And I made 3rd, so I'm on a little bit of a high. Buddy that I traveled with and squatted with, Don, shot a great match, and he finished 5th in a pack of 4 guys. And he had 2 no-shoots on day 2 and a couple of sort of slowdown problems here and there. But he is less than 55 points out of 2nd place. So he's improved a huge amount this year, and being that close to 2nd, I think, is going to fire him up for next year. He should probably make master at one of the special classifiers coming up. He's been shooting great. He really has. And next year's going to be awesome. Looking forward to having the rest of my crew back. Big Jim is out with injury, and we have some other guys joining us, and we're going to have a great squad next year. And overall, just had a lot of fun. It's been a long season. I learned a lot. I'm tired. I'm a little burned out, and physically banged up a little bit, which for this is not a get physically banged up kind of sport, but some, a lot of lessons learned. And at the same time, I feel like I did good prep. I did some good practice and good work this year, but I learned a lot of lessons for next year. So anyway, that's Deep Thoughts for 6:30 a.m. when you're packing and leaving last day of Nationals. So that's it for now. Party on.